Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your November 2020 love reading. Thank you to those who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings go, I decided to take a break from those until early next year, so just wanted to give you an update there. As far as what we have in front of us, this is what I call the bridge in the gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy. But if you feel more like the cards on the right represent your energy and the card on the left is the other person's, then definitely trust that. Alright? So, past energy on your side, we have the Two of Staves. So this is actually Aries energy here, and usually it represents, making fresh starts in a certain area of life, possibly travel. And what stands out to me with this in particular, though, was that his body language, his back is completely turned to the cards on his side. So I feel like this is just saying you guys might have gotten wrapped up in something else and weren't really giving any attention to the connection in the past. Can be related to home and family for some of you, since Aries is your fourth house, and we know we have that Mars retrograde going through that sign, so that might have just called for some areas that an area of your life that you needed to fix some things. Past energy on their side, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is actually Virgo energy here. And if we look at the artwork, it looks like the guy is extending the rose to the woman, and it looks like she's really not paying it any mind. So I do have to say, in the past, it looks like they might have actually extended an offer to you, and again, because you guys were just so focused on something else at the time, it might have went completely under the radar for you. You might not have even noticed that they were making the offer, or you just kind of blew it off because you were just so focused on whatever this was that you had going on in the past. And for some of you, that could have happened around Virgo season, particularly like around the very end of August. Alright, in the present position on your side, we have Transformation, which is the equivalent of the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. So, there's not really anything going on in your 8th house right now, per se. And then, obviously, we have the Mercury retrograde currently going through Scorpio. And it will actually move into Libra for a bit, which for you guys is your 10th house. So it could just be saying that whatever you were working on, if it was career related, for example, maybe that finally is coming to a conclusion for you guys. But what I get here is I feel like this is like an off again, on again dynamic, where it looks like, if we think about it, has Pluto and Persephone's name on the card, and if we think about the theme of their relationship, it was like half the year on, half off, right? So could just be saying that that's the dynamic between you guys. So maybe you were just pulled away for work, for example, now you're returning. But here I still see a separation energy, because it looks like she's walking away. So looks like there's still going to be a disconnect between the two of you. And maybe even some confusion with the Mercury retrograde, like I said. So that's certainly a possibility for you guys, where again, yes, his body language is turned in this time, but it just seems like a bit of an off energy between the two of you, because we see her looking like she's walking away. So, and then the present energy on their side, we have Strength in reverse. So to me, I feel like this is saying, because you guys seem to be a bit detached around the whole connection, this looks like they're pretty much, at least for the time being, giving up putting an effort toward the connection as well. Because we look at the Strength card and the upright, rather, it definitely represents, taking action, trying to make things happen. But with this in reverse, to me, it says that they're not even really going to put any effort anymore. So between the two of you, it looks like there's really not any effort being given to the connection. It looks like they might have been giving some effort in the past. In the present moment, it looks like you're still, even though you're looking toward their direction, with that transformation energy, it looks like you're not really quite ready to move on it yet. So it feels like there's definitely some stagnant energy here in the present. And future energy on your side, we have Five of Cups. So this is some more Scorpio energy here too. But yeah, this looks like obviously this is an energy of disappointment. And as with most decks, we do see the 3 cups are spilled and the 2 cups are still standing. And if we look at it with this deck in particular, it looks like he's almost covering his face so he can't even look at those 2 cups if he wanted to, right? So it's almost like he's deliberately ignoring those 2 cups. So could just be saying that you guys might have been going through some difficulties in another area of life, and that's what these 3 cups could be representing. And because of that, you're like, I can't even focus on this relationship at all right now, you know? I do have to say, though, not to, stereotype Scorpio energy at all here, but just saying that with these both being Scorpio energy and then your back being turned with the Aries energy, all 3 of these cards seem to indicate that you might not have been communicating this to this person. So, this might have been something that you've totally been going through in your head that you've been very fixated on, but there might not have been communication to this person about, hey, I'm just dealing with this, whatever. Like I said, it could be family, maybe career for some of you. It doesn't seem like there was any communication around that, so that could be what's really exacerbating the issue. But yeah, it does look like there's definitely disappointment on your part. And like I said, it might not even necessarily be directly related to the relationship, but more so I feel like this is something external from the relationship that you're just so fixated on and you're not really putting any attention and energy into the relationship at all. So hopefully that made sense. All right, and the future energy on their side, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy, and the Eight of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. So, I mean, very different energies here, but I will say, with the Seven of Pentacles, this is almost a continuation of that strength and reverse energy, where I was saying it's almost like they're losing a bit of faith and not really putting effort toward the connection. Because the Seven of Pentacles energy, if you think about it in traditional tarot, it's the guy out in the field, and he just looks like he's pausing for a moment and really reflecting on what he's doing, right? If he wants to continue to put in work toward the situation. So that could be kind of where they're at with the whole situation. But the silver lining here is I do see with the Eight of Wands, it looks like they would actually be willing to move forward again. So for some of you, maybe around the start of Sagittarius season, which would be toward the end of November, they might communicate to you again. So for example, it could just be as simple as they might check in on you during the holidays. If you guys are in the States, for example, we have Thanksgiving coming up, right? So maybe they'll reach out around that time. And you guys could start to reconnect. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. Like I said, it still looks like you guys are just not really putting any thought or effort into the connection, which is kind of weird. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's just something totally external you guys are going through. And I can't even think of what your general reading was about this month either, unfortunately. But maybe that'll connect the dots for you guys there if you haven't watched that yet. But bottom of the deck on your side, we have King of Arrows, which is Aquarius energy. And that is second house for you guys, so it could definitely be around finances that maybe you're just so wrapped up in them. Because again, we see that body language where his back is turned to the cards on this side and he's like up in the clouds, so it could just be one of those things where you're really not even fully there, you're not even fully present in the connection, So you might in a way be oblivious to the impact that it's having on them. So whatever this is, it seems like it's really, occupying your mind quite a bit. I mean, for some of you, it might be something more mundane where for whatever reason you're withholding expressing your feelings for them, right? Because he is holding those flowers there. But again, with his back turned, you get the impression that he's not communicating or really extending those flowers, right? So that could possibly be what it is for some of you as well. But for more of you, I feel like there is something underlying outside the connection that's impacting it right now. And that could, like I said, we've covered a few of the things that could be. Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Ten of Wands. So yeah, I mean, I could see that relating to, like I said, the Strength in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in the past, and the Seven of Pentacles, where they might feel like they're putting in the majority of the work and the connection, so they could just be tiring from that a bit. So I mean, I do see the Fool card underneath that too. So there is a chance that they might just decide to move forward to another connection if this goes on for too long. But To be fair, it could totally be with you guys too, though, because we see the Ace of Wands under that. So could just be saying that, they might just stop putting in effort for a while, and whatever you seem to be done with whatever this issue is, maybe you guys end up reconnecting there. Like I said, maybe they'll reach out to you around the holidays, and you guys could get some solid communication going between the two of you, and then maybe things will pick up speed there. But yeah, it definitely looks like there's a disconnect in the present where neither of you are really putting energy toward the connection. Alright, so moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, but what I'm going to be looking for here is just some jumpers, and I'm looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, oh, already got one on your side. And so next we'll see if we get any from them to you. And what I was saying before that popped up was that, if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, just take that as a sign to move on to the next Oracle deck, since it's just a general reading. But sometimes we do get extra messages here that can help. Nope, got one there. Okay. So, on your side, we have why. And it says, I don't know what has happened between us. If you're confused, I'm confused too. So it's interesting because, oh, sorry, I didn't realize it wasn't focused. And apparently it doesn't want to focus. Oh, the joys of Mercury retrograde. But yeah, that's what it says. It says, I don't know what has happened between us. If you're confused, I'm confused too. All right, there we go. Now it's focusing. So I do have to say, it definitely looks like there's a clear disconnect. That I picked up on easily. But it's interesting that it says, if you're confused, I'm confused too, because like I said, I picked up on the energy that for some of you, you're so wrapped up in whatever this other thing is that you might be totally oblivious to what's going on in the connection. So that's what I was feeling for some of you. So that could be what that's pointing to, where you're so wrapped up in whatever this outside thing is, you're like not even realizing that, hey, I've completely stopped putting energy into this connection at all. And like I said, I was feeling like you guys might not have communicated to this person, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. So they might be like, okay, well, I guess Capricorn is just not into me anymore, so they could just stop putting in effort too. On their side, we have factors. It says, we're so different. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. So, interesting message there. And I feel like, again, I don't feel like that's necessarily the case genuinely, but again, with your lack of any energy put toward the connection, that's how I think they're taking it. Like, okay, well, I guess, we're just not a good match, right? Because clearly I'm trying to put in effort. This person's not receiving it at all. I guess, we're just not a good fit. So that's what I feel like that's primarily saying. I mean, for some of you, I guess you would already know that before whatever this was that started, pulling your attention away from the connection. I feel like you would know if you didn't feel like you guys were a good fit. But I feel like it's just that you drifting away to the extent that you have is what has them feeling that way. But I mean, I may be wrong, but that's what I'm primarily feeling with that. For some of you, it really could be that you guys are just polar opposites, and that's why you're not really able to connect with each other. All right, and last thing we'll do is we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck here. Same situation as far as I did start shuffling this deck rather before I started recording. Mercury retrograde. And then we're just looking for one card here, though, with general advice, and then we'll wrap up. Alright, almost that one there. Let me give it a few more shuffles. And if nothing comes up, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a random card. Alright, yeah, let me just put the deck down and then give me a few seconds to tune in and we'll pull a card. Okay. We have Loyal Heart. There's the artwork, and the number is 35. Okay, it says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The oracle's message. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So definitely a pretty good message there. And I do have to say, even with, like I said, it feels like this person is giving up effort on the connection. I definitely don't see them moving toward anyone else. I just feel like they're like, okay, well, I don't know what else to do, right? So I guess that could be what it's saying as far as loyalty goes in that regard, you know, as opposed to someone who, oh, this person isn't giving me attention, let me go chase after someone else, you know. The relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitment and trusting in divine protection. So interesting message there. And it could just be saying, again, as far as the loyalty part from your side, too, I also don't feel like, at least I'm not picking up on it at all, that it's with another person. You know, I don't feel like you stepped out on this connection with another person. Like I said, I feel like there's just something totally external going on in your lives. Like I said, maybe for some of you it's a family thing in your home environment or possibly a career. But it looks like your attention is just completely moved away from the connection. So it could just be saying that, you know, hey, keep in mind that these people are here for you. So even if it's just some communication around, hey, this is what's going on right now. Sorry if I've been a bit distant, you know what I mean? That could probably go a long way between the two of you. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.